Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you my 10 best thrift deals from 2016 to 2018. I'm also going to talk about where I've gotten the shoes, exactly how much for, and give you some tips so that maybe you could find some of these same deals, okay? All right, let's go. Hello everybody, it's Robert Powers.
4.5 out of 5.
My shoe collection. Some stains there. Let's get a nice ladder. Here is the finished product.
I'm not a professional.
How tight this is though.
Old pair of Allen Edmonds torn apart.
Look at that gloss. And here they are finished up. Now, by the way, when I say best deals, this is kind of subjective. I guess what I'm saying is it's not necessarily like the highest worth for the lowest cost. There's some value that I'm going to place in the pair of shoes that I got. Some other people may not agree, because some of the shoes I'm going to show you weren't necessarily cheap, but the other factor is that shoe commonly available? So let's have some fun and let's get this kicked off. Number 10 on my list is this pair of Allen Edmonds Fifth Avenues. Now you may recognize these if you're a fan of my channel. These shoes, you can see that old style logo where it does say Fifth Avenue down in there, okay? That old style logo, you may recognize these from my Dating Allen Edmonds Shoes video where I told you because of the style of logo, these shoes were made like 1988 or earlier. Now I'm gonna also cut in here what they looked like when I got them, but I paid $125 for these. I got them off of eBay. Now some of you may be saying 125 bucks, that's not a deal. Well, I believe for this shoe it is, because when I got them, it was in basically almost brand new condition. They had not been walked on pavement. To me, the only wearing on them was that they had actually just been tried on carpeting, and that's it. And as I've cut in here, you can see the condition of the soles. Like I said, unworn. You can see marks where there were stickers on the soles. You wear a leather-soled shoe one time out on pavement, and it's very evident. It scuffs them up, it scratches them, and it's very evident. This shoe also is, it's a classic quarter brogue cap toe Oxford, and it really doesn't go on sale for Allen Edmonds that much. They just had one of the biggest sales of the year, and it went down to $250. The style of this shoe is almost exactly the same. It is exactly one of the sizes that I can wear, 12 triple E. It fits me. I'm like 11.5 or 12 triple E. And another one of the reasons I consider this a great deal is because if you see the stitch density, not only is the style exactly the same as the new ones, but the stitch density there, you can see there, it's actually denser than the current ones. So in that respect, they're actually made better than the current ones. You can see the wheeling, those ridges that go across there. You actually have to pay extra. You have to go up to the Independence line to get that. You can't get that on the standard Allen Edmonds line. And even if you see that stitch density, how close that triple stitching is to each other, the newer ones just aren't made like that. So to me, like I said, this to me is like getting new Allen Edmonds shoe for 50 to 67, for half to 2/3 off is really what this was like to me. Okay, so that's number 10. Number 9 is a pair of vintage Bostonian penny loafers that are Goodyear Welted, made in the USA. So here's a picture of them as I got them, and you can see the soles had almost no wear on them. These I found at a local thrift store. I got them for $12. They were very, like I said, very, very lightly worn. Now, I've done a whole nother video here recently on Bostonians. There's good Bostonians, mediocre quality Bostonians, and very poor quality Bostonians. These are one of the better quality Bostonians. As you can see, they are made in the USA, and they are 270 degree. You can see the welt there, 270 degree Goodyear Welted. And I just thought this is a very classic shoe. Like I said, the older Bostonians that were made in the USA and Goodyear Welted, they made some good, not necessarily Allen Edmonds quality, but good quality shoes. All around awesome shoe. I've already put quite a few miles on this one, as you can see by the wear on the heel. Just like this shoe, it's just a pretty cool shoe, and I like knowing that I got something worth, probably 100 to 200 bucks for 12 bucks. So that's number 9 in my books. Number 8 is this pair of Allen Edmonds Sanfords Derbies, cap toe derby here. And the interesting thing about these shoes is, if you could see here, the right shoe is an 11.5 triple E. The left is a 12 triple E, so they are actually mismatched. I got these from eBay, and I did pay only $10 for these. I was the only bidder. $10. They obviously didn't look nearly this nice when I got them from eBay. Interesting thing though is if you line them up, you say, oh, they're mismatched, you know, da-da-da, whatever. If I line them up the heel to the heel, yeah, you can see the left shoe is, you know, obviously like a half size bigger like you'd expect. But here's the thing, and this is the interesting thing, my left foot actually is longer than my right foot. So before you flame me too much to say I would never do that, that's cool, respect, you know. But my left foot actually is longer than my right foot, so they actually fits absolutely perfectly. Other interesting thing is you'd think that the 12 would be much wider, but if I line them up this way, the left shoe here, this one is the 12 Triple E, and if I really line them up, try to get the ball to the ball, the right one, the 11.5 Triple E, is actually wider, and my right foot is wider, so it worked out perfect. Love this pair of shoes, and for 10 bucks, you know, the soles did have some wear on them. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of that, but great pair of shoes for tromping around, especially days where I have to do a lot of walking. Next, number 7 is a pair of Principe, or I believe the full name of the brand is Principe Deforenzi, woven leather derbies. You can see on the left is what they looked like when I got them, on the right after I was done with them. In this shot, they're the shoes on the right. That's another pair of different shoes on the left. In this shot, they're the shoes on the top. Just love this shoe. It's just a gorgeous shoe, great casual shoe for going out, you know, in the evening. We wear a nice pair of dressy jeans and a sport coat with it. Just a really sharp looking shoe. And I got these at a local thrift store for $12. Unfortunately, they were just a little bit too tight. They're 11.5 standard width. So I wore them for a while, and I actually gave them away to somebody who could wear them and who needed to up their shoe game a little bit, you know. So I still feel good that that deal is still out there helping somebody else out there that I know. Now, number 6, this pair of shoes just makes me smile. This is a pair of Allen Edmonds Strands in Oxblood. Now, first of all, the Strand, and by the way, look at this sole wear. Zero wear. They're absolutely never worn outside. Probably might have only even been tried on, but there wasn't even any creasing in the vamps. I don't think anybody ever flexed the shoe. This is a picture of how they looked when we purchased them off of Goodwill.com. Now, it's fairly unusual for Goodwill.com to have a pair of shoes this nice, but one of the things that goes to show you is you just don't know, you know. So some people are going to say, oh my gosh, how'd you get so lucky? Well, I put a fair bit of effort into this. Now, these pair of Strands, we paid $125 for, and I say we, a friend of mine paid $125 for them. I basically found them, you know, tracked them down for him. We knew they would fit him. They're like an 11.5 standard width, which I can't fit into. It just, you know, I mean, I could put them on, but they'd hurt my feet. And the Strand, by the way, the reason I say this is a great deal, number one, it's a brand new shoe. Number two, the Strand is Allen Edmonds' most popular shoe. The Strand is absolutely their best seller. The best color, I should say the most popular color, is actually the walnut color, which is like a tan. And this color, I think, is just as beautiful, but it is more rare. So the point is, you're not going to find this shoe in a brand new condition on eBay for, I mean, maybe you get lucky once in a blue moon, but people on eBay know what this thing goes for. This would be like the 1969 Chevelle, if you're talking cars, of shoes. In other words, you don't have a 69 Chevelle in your garage or your grandma's garage and not know what it is, okay? So even new on eBay, they pull close to $300, like the upper $200 range. I've never seen them go on sale for less than, I think the absolute cheapest from Allen Edmonds is like $335. So to me, in the brand new condition these were in, for $125 for Oxblood, gorgeous Oxblood Strand, and you can see them here next to my McAllister's. I thought that was a great deal. Number 5 is this pair of Johnston and Murphy Aristocraft, and this would be considered a quarter brogue here, Oxford, okay, and you can see the logo in there. It says Aristocrafts. So Aristocraft and Town Aristocraft were Johnston and Murphy's top line shoes, and these are Goodyear Welted. They are 270 degree Goodyear Welted. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of the soles as I found them. I got these shoes for $25 at a local thrift store, and they're size 12. They're a little snug on me on the width, but they're doable, and I just love these things because of the color. It's a nice light to medium brown color, and the medallion. You don't always see a quarter brogue with medallion on the toe, and I don't know what it is about this color that just gets me excited. And for 25 bucks for an Aristocraft shoe, it just makes me smile every time I put these suckers on, and so this is a good quality shoe, and it does feature full grain calf skin uppers. So a lot of the Johnston and Murphy shoes, like the Melton line of shoes, are going to be the corrected grain leather. When you get up to like the Aldrich level, what they sell today for closer to 300 bucks, you get this with the full grain. So again, another great deal, and this is an interesting part. I've had other deals. It just seems to me the shoes that I put in this list all seem to be ones that either I kept or they belong to a friend of mine. I found them for somebody. I don't know, it just seems to me the ones I get rid of, I guess, don't hold as much of an emotional attachment, I guess. And number 4 here is a pair of Allen Edmonds Shreveports. And this is, you may have seen these in a couple of other my videos, on their woven leather derby. Can you tell I like the woven leather shoes? And this pair of shoes here, it's just beautiful. I love that, even the interior. I wish they would do more of the shoes this way with the insole that way. Awesome, business casual shoe or casual shoe for going out. These I actually cobbled on. I put the leather rubber, heels on, did that myself. And when the rubber part wears out, I can just change that only. So anyway, just love this shoe. I love the coloring in it. And you can see on the toe caps, the full grain leather gives a richness. And you can see there's variation in tone. You can even see some, markings and things from the actual living, breathing animal. And I just think these things are a gorgeous shoe. I picked these up off of eBay for $50. And this shoe, walnut, by the way, this color, walnut shoes on eBay tend to pull a lot higher cost, a lot higher price. This is a very good price I felt for this shoe, and you just don't see it that often. Now, it wasn't luck that I found these, it was patience. This pair of shoes I use in several different areas. I use what's called a saved search. So I did a search for size 11.5 or 12, wide width or wider, a word woven, and then I picked, I think Johnston and Murphy, Allen Edmonds, only a couple, 3 different brands that I was willing to pay for. And then what I would do is probably every 2 or 3 days, I would just pop open my eBay app and I'd go to the saved and I'd look up, I have a saved search for certain dress shirts, certain belts, certain shoes. And it literally took me a year before these pair popped up. So don't go thinking that was just pure luck. There was a bit of diligence and patience because I didn't need these shoes. I wanted them. So I was willing to wait to find them. And here's a picture of the Shreveports as I got them from eBay. And you can see they didn't look, nearly as nice as they do now. Here you can see a shot of the soles. And if you can see the lighter spot towards the front of the toe and the fact that the entire channel, there's no wear into the stitching, the channel is still all there. Even though they have wear, I would consider this lightly worn because you don't want to get heavily worn Allen Edmonds because of the foot imprinting. And here is a shot of basically a good before and after. And now we're down to number 3. Now you'll see here, number 3 probably looks like almost the same thing as you saw earlier. It's another pair of Allen Edmonds Sanfords. Now this pair did not fit me. This pair was, I believe, a pair of 14 narrows. And the reason these were on here, unfortunately, again, I apologize. I got so many shoes and shoe pictures and, thousands of pictures on my phone. Sometimes stuff gets lost. But the soles, they were almost unworn. And these fit another one of the guys at my office. So obviously a 14 narrow is an odd shoe size. And these were picked up for $8 at a thrift store. And this is a thrift store that rarely has anything. In 3 years of shopping there, I've probably found 3 or 4, good pairs of shoes. And this one was by far the best. They really screwed up on this one, where they didn't realize what they had. And they went to one of the guys at the office. In this shot, it's the bottom left shoe. And it was really cool because it was a kid, 20-year-old kid who'd never even had a decent pair of shoes. And, he's sporting around in a pair of, new Allen Edmonds Sanfords. And I think his dad and uncle, when he saw them, they knew what shoes are. Their eyes kind of popped out of their heads like, where'd you get those? So anyway, at that point, they would have been a $395 shoe he got for $8.
Number 2 is a pair of Mezlan, and I apologize, I don't know the name of this model. It's a Mezlan, a two-tone perforated derby. What you see here is it's got rich full-grain leather. Look at the texture and tone and variation in color and the toes. Here's a shot of them as I found them. $3.99. It was ridiculous. They just needed a little bit of polishing and, shoe trees to get the creases out of them. And you can see the middle of the toe, the vamp area, has suede that's perforated. This is an awesome warm weather shoe. It keeps your feet cool, and it's just really unique, really different, without screaming, look at me, so beautiful, beautiful shoe. And this one, again, does not fit me. This one went to another different dude at the office, like a 22, 23-year-old at the office, and this was one of his first pairs of really nice dress shoes as well. So, and by the way, yeah, it is cool at our office, man. We've got some really, really well adorned people at our office when we have get-togethers, so it's pretty awesome. And now number 1 on my list is this pair of Polo by Ralph Lauren. Monk straps, single monk straps in a beautiful walnut or tan color with a cap toe with pinking, broguing, and perforations. And I just love that toe shape. This shoe is just so elegant. It's got that chisel point to it. It's got a slim here, kind of a slim, slender Blake stitched. And this is the interesting part. You saw this video on my Polo, which Polo shoes are best. Open channel stitch goes to a hidden channel. You can see as they're wearing, you can see that there is stitching under there. They slice the leather, peel it open, stitch the shoe, and then put the leather back down over it, okay? And these shoes were almost new condition. You can still see the price on there. And that does say $15. The thrift store screwed up on this one. They didn't realize obviously what they had. And this is interesting because these are actually a size 13. I'm 11.5 wide, and these fit me really well. So, don't discount shoes, because different brands fit differently. These obviously run small. And just attention, and we wore these for some family photographs, so I missed some dirt there when I was cleaning them. But look at the detail on that heel. That right there, I'm trying to get the light just right. That is actually, if you look, the heel is 6, if you count it, it's 6 different layers of leather there, okay? It's just the attention to detail on these things. Look how tight the heel fits to, right? The upper right there, that's another hallmark of a high quality shoe. If you notice, this is not square, it's pitched a little bit. And this end here, the front edge is pitched back a little bit too. So the heel it's narrowed. That's another indication of a high-end shoe, right? Look at how curved that is. It's usually much flatter of an arc there. It's got a little bit of narrowing in the waist. It's just a gorgeous shoe with some attention to detail. I don't know what the new price is. They don't sell a shoe like this in a Polo, but it would have been at the bare minimum. The cheapest a shoe like this would go for is about $300. And I just love that logo too. I'm not, that big of a brand person, but I'll tell you what, when I wear these things, people don't know who Allen Edmonds is, but people who know who Polo is. So I don't know. This one is just, it's like the convertible of cars. It's something that gets you a little bit of attention, and it's nice. It's not real convenient or practical, but man, it's beautiful. So for $15 right now, this is kind of, I don't wear them very often, but this is my favorite shoe in my collection right now. So let me show you here some pictures also of them as I got them. So here are some shots as I purchased them. And, like I said, it's just aesthetically very pleasing, gorgeous shoe. And this is what the sole condition was like when I actually got them. You could see very little wear, almost no wear. It looks like they'd only been worn outside one time. So, and here's another shot of the heels. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's my 10 best thrifts of 2016 to 2018. Hopefully there'll be more great deals like this to come, and I can share those with you too.
Now, as I said, I also want to help you guys with some tips on how to do this. So as you can see, basically the places that I've gotten stuff, local thrift stores, eBay, Goodwill.com. So as I already said, number one thing is eBay. Set up a saved search. You can do that on your mobile device. It takes maybe 2 to 3 minutes every 3 days, and you can get on there and just check to see if anything in that category has popped up. So that just takes diligence and patience. Like I said, that pair of Shreveports, it took me a year to find them, but I didn't need them, so I was patient. Goodwill.com, they don't have a lot of stuff on there, but you just never know what's going to come up. Now, for thrift stores, here's a couple tips. Number one, most of the time you go, they're going to have absolutely nothing, okay? And there's probably at least 13 in my local area here within 30 minutes, different places. You know, but I mean, there's been places I've went to, like Goodwills typically don't have a lot of stuff, you know, but once in a while they do. So are you willing to stop in and, you know, go in 3 or 4 or 5, 6 times in a row and have absolutely nothing, and then, you know, the 7th time you go in, there's something there, you know? So you better enjoy the process, is what I'm saying. And I don't drive to these places specifically to do this. I'm kind of lucky because for my work I have to drive, so I'll make sure that I know when I'm going on an appointment in this area of town that I'm going to swing by the, you know, the store in that area, you know, so I can make it an on my way kind of thing. Here's another tip I have for you, especially when I was just getting started, you know, building, you know, my inventory, I guess you would say. I was really lucky where I found another guy, another friend who, like, I'm an 11.5 wide, okay, or 12 wide, and he's like an 11.5 standard, and it was like his size was close enough to me where I figured out his shoes, I could put them on my feet, but they just fit really tight. And anything that he put on that was just way too loose for him, but almost fit, you know, that was 11.5 or 12, I could wear. So when he would come across something that was a little bit too wide for him, he'd let me know. And it got to the point where I could basically find a shoe that fit him, because if I just found an 11.5 standard, something that was just like I could fit my feet into, but it was too snug, they'd fit him every time. So we started to text each other, hey man, this place on this side of town, and he'd fire me a text of a photo of the shoes, and then I'd decide whether I wanted to go swing by and, you know, take a look at them or not. And then it kind of grew from there, where, you know, if you've got 2 or 3 close friends you trust, you know, find out what their shoe size is. You know, I'm an 8.5 standard, you know, whatever, you know, I'm a 10 wide. And then you can keep an eye out for each other if you're willing to do that. So then you can triple, quadruple, you know, your efforts, your search efforts. Because like I said, the thrifting is just patience, because the inventory rotates. And at least 3 out of 4, 5 out of 6 times I go, they have absolutely nothing. So I hope that helps. If you enjoyed the content, feel free to check out my other videos, and feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you so like. All right, God bless you guys. Have a great day.